The Wrong Book by Blackbird 2. Sunset Shimmer let out a soft sigh as she tapped the end of a pen against the edge of her desk. She stared intently at the blank page in front of her, trying to decide if she wanted to write down the words floating through her head or not. It was something she had actually been debating for the last few days, but she could never get a moment alone to herself to really give it much thought. It seemed there was always something happening. As much as she did love having friends now, it could be somewhat exhausting, especially Pinky. That girl was just a ball of never-ending energy. If there was a way to tap into it, she could probably power the entire city for a month on just a cup of coffee. Sunset chuckled a bit at the thought, then renewed her interest in the book in front of her. Thankfully, study hall was the one class she didn't have with any of her friends, so it did give her plenty of time to mull over what she wanted to write. Of course, the more she thought about it, the louder the thoughts became, and the need to write them out became greater.
To heck with it,
she muttered to herself before she put pen to paper.
Dear Diary. Well, it's been a long while since I've done this. Even longer than when I wrote in my journal to Celestia. Which is kinda what brings me here, actually. Ever since I started writing in it again, I really feel I've connected back with Equestria. Especially with Twilight. Even though she was here twice before, I never really got much time to actually talk with her. The first time, of course, was my own fault for being a spoiled brat with delusions of grandeur, which I was, for the longest time. Well, that and a raging she-demon at the end. So yeah, didn't really get to talk to Twilight that much then, because I didn't want to. I just wanted to beat her. Then the second time, when I finally was a better person, pony person? Ugh, getting back in touch with my roots is really starting to make personal pronouns confusing. But anyway, even though I got to have a moment with her at Pinky's house, we still didn't get much time to really talk, what with the whole siren stealing everyone's negative energy to get stronger and rule the world thing going on. On a side note, is that what I sounded like when I was running the school and trying to take over everything? Because now I can really see why everyone hated me then, and some still do. But thanks to Twilight, I have some great friends now who actually do care for me, and I care for them quite a bit. She really is the princess of friendship. And from sharing letters back and forth through the book, I can safely say that Celestia was right, and I am not ready to be a princess. Not sure if I ever will be, given some of the stuff Twilight's told me. At the same time, though, it's kind of this weird comfort knowing she's going through some of the same struggles as I am now. We're both trying to find ourselves in the new positions we're in. It's good to have someone to turn to who has some idea of what you're going through. It's really helped us connect. Like, really connect. At least on my end. That's what's been going through my head the last few days, and why I have to write this out somewhere. I think I might have feelings for Twilight. Like, more than friendship feelings. In fact, I think I have a pretty big crush on her. I don't know how it happened, it just sorta did. I just started feeling really comfortable writing to her, and soon enough started wishing she would visit more, and then I thought about how happy that would make me to see her, and then, well, it just kinda all spiraled from there. Course, I haven't told her yet. I haven't told anyone, because I'm still trying to figure it all out for myself. I've never really cared enough for anyone else to know what having a crush is supposed to feel like. But what I'm feeling really does seem to line up with everything I've heard, and what Flash said he felt like when we were going out. Oh man, Flash. There's another problem, because I can't be sure if I have a crush on Twilight, but I know Flash does, and it might be mutual? I'm not really sure. They're both so dorky that it's hard to tell. Although, I think Twilight pulls it off way better than Flash. Twilight is at least cute in her dorkiness, whereas Flash is, well, he's a nice guy, but boy is he ever uncoordinated. And if that's what having a crush does to you, I definitely don't want that. Then, of course, there are the other questions this brings up. Like if Twilight even feels the same way about me. And if she does, what kind of relationship would we even have? Long distance seems like an understatement. And yet, from what she said, it only feels like a second to go through the portal, so I guess that wouldn't be much of a problem since it's open all the time now. And it would be nice to see Equestria again. Maybe actually work up the courage to face Celestia. Not to mention how interesting it would be to see the pony versions of my friends. I just wonder how different they are. But again, I have to think about it more. Let's say Twilight feels the same way and we start the long-distance relationship. Eventually, one of us is going to have to move to one world or another so we could actually be together, and I wouldn't ever think of asking Twilight to leave her friends behind, but I'm not sure I could leave mine either. Plus, I'm not sure if I even could, or if there's a place for me in Equestria anymore. I'm sure my magic's rusty, and getting used to walking on all four legs again and not having fingers, it's just weird. I think I was just running off adrenaline and muscle memory when I stole Twilight's crown. But being there full-time again? I just don't know. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's best if I just not tell Twilight and try to get over my crush. Find someone here in this world so I can avoid messing up someone else's life. I'm sure there's someone else out there for me. Somewhere. Yeah, that feels like the best thing to do. I'll get over Twilight in time, and life will go back for what passes for normal for both of us. Wow, I forgot how relaxing this could be. Might have to start taking it up again. Thanks for listening, Diary. You always were the only one who understood. Well, you're not the only one now, but you're the one I can tell all these secrets to when I just need to get them out.
Sunset smiled contentedly as she pulled the pen back. It did feel good to have all of that out of her head and written down somewhere. Now with that weight off her shoulders, she could relax and face the rest of the day. That is, until the book she had just written in started to glow and vibrate.
No.
She whispered in horrified revelation.
No, 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 no!
Sunset slammed the book shut to find the telltale sign of a Cutie Mark logo on the front of it.
No, 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 no!
She continued to stammer in disbelief. Despite her protests, the book continued to glow and vibrate as if to taunt her. Her heart sank with each shake, and her hands trembled as she forced them to reach out and slowly open the book. Her finger clumsily fumbled through the pages until she came upon the entry she had inadvertently made and the message Twilight wrote back to her.
Sunset, is there something you want to tell me?
The response asked. Stunned to the point where she was completely unable to come up with anything else, Sunset just wrote the first word that came to her scattered mind.
God damn it. What?
Twilight wrote back. Sunset let out a nervous laugh as something seemed to snap inside of her, and suddenly she knew exactly what to write.
A joke. It was a joke, just like everything else I wrote. Yup, that's right. Just one big, long, uncomfortably personal joke. Did I get you? I guess?
Twilight's reply came through, and Sunset could practically hear the skepticism in it.
It certainly seemed like you were writing a diary entry about your feelings for me? Nope, joke. Just a joke, that's all. Don't need to talk about this anymore ever again. I'm just joking around. Lol, that means laughing out loud, which is what I'm doing to my own joke. Ha 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 ha.
To add truth to her claim, and because she wasn't in complete control of herself anymore, she actually did laugh out loud, which earned her quite a few confused looks from the other students in the library. When she noticed what a fool she was making herself out to be, she waved back nervously until they went back to their studies or smartphones or tablets. She then slammed her face down on the desk in complete mortification.
Someone just please end this now,
she thought desperately. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite over yet as the book vibrated once again. She let out a resigned sigh and looked up at what else Twilight could have possibly written to her at this point.
Well, if you're sure you don't want to talk about it, then I won't force you. Just know that I'm always here for you if you do need to talk about anything.
Sunset blinked at the response.
Huh. Well, that's not so bad, actually,
she remarked quietly. She then brought the pen to the page again.
Thanks, Twilight. I appreciate that. And when I'm ready to talk, I'll let you know. Maybe we could get together for it. For what it's worth, I really do think you should come back here for a bit. I know Princess Celestia would be more than happy to see you again,
Twilight informed her.
I'll think about it. But for now, I should probably get ready for my next class. All right, have fun. I'll try.
With that, she closed the book and waited to see if it would activate again. After a few seconds of lying motionless, she figured she was in the clear and quickly stashed the book in her backpack. She then folded her arms on the desk and laid her forehead down on them.
Well, that wasn't too embarrassing,
she thought.
But I have got to be more careful with which book I write what in. I'm just glad this day is almost over. I just want to go home and sulk in my room for a few hours. And maybe work up the courage to talk to Twilight again. In a few days. Or maybe next week. Yeah, that sounds good.
The end.